Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of your Cooking with Night Diva Chef Doris T. I hope you are enjoying my cooking videos. If you are, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. Tonight's recipe is chicken parmesan with a little bit of a twist because instead of me baking my chicken, I'm going to deep fry it. So come along to see how it turns out. As you already heard me say, tonight's recipe is chicken parmesan. So let's start with our ground beef that we have in the pot. As you can see, I'm adding some salt and now I'm adding some pepper. And as I always tell you, I don't measure anything, I just sprinkle it on. And remember you guys, always taste your food. So start off with a little bit of ingredients, and then if you need to add more, just go back and add more to it. Okay, so I added my Italian seasoning, and now I'm going to add the garlic powder. Normally with chicken parmesan, you wouldn't add beef, you just add the marinara sauce or spaghetti sauce, but I wanted the texture and the thickness of it. So here I'm adding some red crushed pepper flakes, and I'm just using it for a little bit of a kick, not to make it spicy, but for a kick. If I wanted it spicy, I would have to add much more than what I'm adding right now. And so I'm just going to mix this all in together. And you guys, if you're using ground beef, make sure to drain all of that grease. That's not seasoning or flavoring. That's just a heart attack waiting to happen. You won't be losing any flavor by pouring off the grease. Your seasoning is your flavoring. And here I'm adding my spaghetti sauce to the beef. And because this is a large pack of beef, that one jar of sauce will not be enough. And you'll see once I stir it all in, it's still dry. So now I'm going to add a second sauce. And that second sauce still wasn't enough. So here I'm adding a third sauce, a third jar. And this is exactly how I wanted it to look. And so I'm just going to mix that all in. And I'm going to add more pepper flakes to it. You know, this is for the sauce part of it. And now I'm going to add some sugar. This is not your traditional marinara sauce. You could actually use this for spaghettis too, and that's what I wanted to do. And it's really good. It's not too much. And so I'm just going to mix that all in. And look how pretty that looks. And not only is it pretty, but it smells delicious. And this is a rich type of sauce. It's very tasty. And now I'm adding some bay leaf. Now, bay leaf add flavor, a savory type of flavor, and you don't keep it in there. You don't eat the bay leaf. You're going to fish it out later on. It's just for flavoring. Okay, so now I'm adding some parsley flakes to the dish. And then I'm going to mix that all in. Now, don't that look great? That looks so pretty. But I'm going to mix it all in. For my chicken, I use skinless, boneless chicken breasts. Instead of making my own batter, I decided to take the easier route and use that chicken fry seasoning. And all you do is just add water and mix it in. Doing it this way saves me time. It saved me on washing extra dishes, and it saved me on some of my ingredients. And the best part of it is that the seasoning is very good. It's almost as good as mine. Okay, so here I made my batter. The more batter you add on the chicken, the thicker the skin will be. And if you want a thin layer of skin, then add a little bit of batter. As I already mentioned earlier, I have boneless, skinless chicken breast, but I'm telling you that batter is going to make it look like a natural skin. It's going to be so good. You'll see. Once I get the chicken all nicely coated, I'm going to then put it in the refrigerator and let it set for like maybe 30 minutes for a half hour. And then I'm going to get started on my pasta. So I'm just going to cover it up with aluminum foil as you see here. Now I'm just going to add some water to the pot for the pasta. And then I'm going to put on a lid, which makes it faster. And there it is within seconds. Well, in video time. And then I add my pasta to the water. And now here I'm fishing out those bay leaves I was telling you about. So now let's get back to the chicken. Once I remove the chicken from the batter, I'm going to place it in that chicken fry seasoning without the mixture of the water. This is how you get an extra crispy skin. And I want that extra crispy skin because it's going to be in the marinara sauce. And I don't want my chicken soggy. So as you can see, just make sure you get it coated nice and well. And once you get it nicely coated, put it into your deep fryer. And this is how you know the deep fryer is on point. Just listen to that sound. It's like music to my ears. I love watching it fry. It reminds me of an ocean wave somewhere on a sandy beach on a tropical island. Okay, so after 10 minutes, I pulled it up and look how gorgeous that looks. Beautiful. But it wasn't quite done, so I had to put it back in for about another 3 to 5 minutes. And once I pull it out this time, it was perfect. You can look and tell that it's nice and crispy. And when I sliced into it to let you see, it was nice and moist and tender. And here's my monster cheese that I'm going to use for my chicken. And there is the marinara sauce on top of the chicken, and I put the cheese on top of the marinara sauce. And when I put it in the oven, this is the outcome. Believe me, it tastes as good as it looks. I use Munster cheese, but you could use Swiss cheese, provolone, or mozzarella. And when I pull up the chicken, here you have more of the pasta marinara sauce, my marinara sauce. So thank you again for tuning in to another episode of your Cooking with Night Divas, Chef Doris T. And I hope to see you again soon.